Hello friends, welcome to another Magic Monday. Today we're looking at a deck called Garruk's Gone Wild. It's with Garruk, Cursed Huntsman. He's a 6 mana cost legendary Garruk Planeswalker with 5 loyalty to start. For 0, you create two 2/2 black and green wolf creatures. When they die, put a loyalty counter on each Garruk you control. For -3, destroy target creature, draw a card. And for -6, get an emblem with creatures you control, get +3/3, and have trample. This is a token creature deck. So when I was trying to figure out which deck to showcase this week, I found myself looking at this old Garruk Cursed Huntsman deck that I had made quite a long time ago. I did a couple of updates to it, but for the most part, this is the same deck that I've had for, I don't know, 2-3 years at this point. I really don't even know. But let's take a look at this. So we've got only 17 creatures, 40 non-creatures, majority black here, average mana cost of 3.7, which is pretty high, but there's a lot of stuff that gets lands, so it's actually not too bad. Like I said, 17 creatures, we got 7 instants, 10 sorceries, 8 artifacts, 12 enchantments, 5 planeswalkers, and 42 lands. I went a little land heavy because of the size. So what do we got? We got a Blood Artist, because there's a lot of creatures and they're probably going to die. Also, that art is just super cool. Agonizing Remorse, just for some basic control. Drawn and Ichor is one of the cards that I updated this with, but you'll see, like, this is one of the newest cards in the deck. So it's just a nice removal plus a proliferate, and with 6 planeswalkers in the deck, it's good to have proliferate. Some removal here. Piper of the Swarm. He's a good distraction target, but also, in certain circumstances, that sacrifice 3 rats, gain control of target creature can be pretty useful. This is Triumph to get some more lands. Return to Nature to have some variable control. Fiend Artisan. This is the one card that I go back and forth with whether or not I want to kick it out of the deck. So basically the idea is to use this to sacrifice the wolf tokens that Garruk makes and then find the other stuff. But it never seems to end up working that way when I play the deck. So if you're going to replicate this deck for some reason and you want to make a change, this would probably be the card to take out if you're just looking to make like a 1-card change. A couple mana rocks here with the Signet and the Stone. Thematic Compass for retrieving some lands, and also that ability, once you have 7 or more, is pretty cool. Untap target attacking creature an opponent controls and remove it from combat. Bastion of Remembrance, because stuff dies and we gain a life and our opponent loses a life when it dies. Midnight Reaper for some nice draw power, but it is non-token creature. Again, another card that could probably come out. I left it here because it was in the original version of the deck, and I don't know. It felt nostalgic to me. Necrotic Fumes. Exile a creature you control, like a 2/2 black and green wolf token that you made for free. And you can exile target creature or planeswalker for 3 mana. Pretty cool. Phyrexian Arena. That's one of the other cards I put in here recently to just have some draw power. We got Cultivate, Harrow, and Roiling Regrowth. Got to get those lands. Evolution Sage for the proliferation ability, of course. Grakmaw, the Skyclave Ravager, 3 mana for 3/3 Hydra Horror, and when another creature you control dies, if it had a 1/1 counter, put a counter on this, and when this guy dies, make an XX Hydra token, where X is the number of +1/1 counters on this guy. So basically, it's back-to-back 3/3 creatures for 3 mana. Whatever, it's just versatile. Journey to Eternity, I like this just to retrieve some of those cards, those creatures after they die. And it brings something back. If people are going to target my Blood Artist, I put this on there. He comes back, and then I have an ability to regain some of the other creatures that I have lost already. More mana rocks with Lantern, Galadriel, another one of the newer cards I put in here, and Replicating Ring. Crippling Fear, which you can use, you just choose Wolf and kill everything that's not a wolf, or choose something else and kill all the wolves to get Garruk a whole bunch of loyalty counters. Some removal here with Eat to Extinction. Erebus, because whenever another creature you control dies, you may pay 2 life to draw a card. which, if you need card draw in a pinch, there's worse options. Grave Pact. Whenever a creature you control dies, each other player sacrifices a creature. Stupid broken card. I had to put it in. Leyline of the Void. If a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Pitiless Plunderer. Whenever another creature you control dies, create a treasure token. You can make a lot of treasure tokens if things go well. Settle the Score. Exile target creature. Put 2 loyalty counters on a planeswalker you control. Nice. Vraska's Contempt. Removal. Nice. Arasta. Whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/2 green spider creature token with reach. That's a lot of words to say in one breath. It's just to make some tokens and have some blockers against flying creatures. But it's mostly just to make some tokens. Because Parallel Lives. If an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, create twice as many instead. Paying 0 loyalty for Garruk and putting out 4 2/2 creatures. It's pretty nice, especially if you can get that ultimate with the +3/3 and trample, which you can do multiple times. In the past, I have played this deck and had 2 of them out, so my creatures were getting +6/6 and trample, and it was stupid and fun. Binding the Old Gods for removal plus land. Death Sprout to remove a creature and get another land. Poison Tip Archer. Whenever another creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life. Super awesome card in this deck. Polukranos Unchained. Enters with 6 1/1 counters on it. Escapes with 12. If damage would be dealt to it while it has a 1/1 counter, prevent that damage and remove that many counters from it. And for 3 mana, it can fight target creature. Whatever. I put it in here because the deck needed some creatures, and it's kind of neat. Mana Rock plus potential draw power if needed. Black Market for tons of mana production. God Eternal Bontu. When he enters the battlefield, sacrifice any number of other permanents and draw that many cards. I've got a whole bunch of wolf tokens out, but I can't attack with them because of, I don't know, Revenge of the Ravens or something that my opponent has. I can sacrifice a whole bunch of them, get Garruk's ultimate triggered, and draw a bunch of cards. Just a versatile way of doing stuff. Similarly, Lolth. Whenever a creature you control dies, put a loyalty counter on Lolth. So for 0, draw a card and lose a life. For -3, create some spider tokens. Or for -8, you get an emblem with whenever an opponent is dealt combat deep damage by 1 or more creatures you control, if that player lost less than 8 life this turn, they lose life equal to the difference. Sir Conrad. Whenever another creature dies or is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, he deals a damage to each opponent. Super cool to just like board wipe and have this guy go nuts. This is a strong card and has draw power and token creation. Nissa's here. I think most people who are watching this video know what Nissa does, but it's just for mana generation more than anything. Shared Summons. Search your library for up to 2 different creature cards with different names. Reveal them, put them into your hand, and shuffle. Just a versatile instant. Tendershoot Dryad. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 Sapperling creature token. Sapperlings get +2/2 as long as you have the City's Blessing. I actually have a paper deck with 3 of these in it. Obviously, it was standard legal at one point, but no longer. I just like this card. It's expensive to get out, but if you can get Garruk's ultimate off and you get the +3/3 plus trample, then you're getting every turn you are making a 6/6 trampling Sapperling token, including at the opponent's turn. It's cool. Good old Viv. She's good for the versatile removal at the -3, but also the -8. You get an emblem with creatures you control have +2/2 vigilance, trample, and indestructible. That's just silly and broken, and I love it. Whenever a creature you control dies, gain a life and draw a card. Awesome. Draw power. Bolus's Citadel. Can play stuff from the top of my library and just pay life instead of mana cost. And also sacrifice 10 non-land permanents and each opponent loses 10 life. So if I have a whole bunch of wolf tokens, I can sack them all, pump up Garruk, and damage my opponent. Good old Lily. She's in a lot of my decks because of the draw power. Vraska. For versatility, you know, the +1 is not super important. The -3 is nice. She's just kind of there. This is it's a versatile card, but it's not a critical card for success. Vorticlex, if you would put counters on stuff, double them. Really great with Planeswalkers. Casualties of War for some removal. Old Gnawbone with lots of treasure tokens. Confront the Past is a card that I always want to use. And I never really have an excuse, but this is nice because I can remove double X loyalty counters from target Planeswalker and opponent controls, or return one of my dead Planeswalkers to the battlefield. Meathook Massacre, I don't mind wiping out all my wolves. It actually helps me. And then there's a whole bunch of lands. And like even this, just because I wanted to use it, and there's kind of a lot of Planeswalkers. So that's the deck. It's a super fun deck to play. I really enjoyed coming back to it after a couple of years being away and making a couple of tweaks. But for the most part, it's all cards that have been around for a long time. Midnight Reaper should probably go because there's not a lot of non-token creatures. But you know, there's room for improvement, but it's still just really fun to play. So let's get to some games. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you enjoy the music. I hope you want to color in the little ghostly thumbs up to show your appreciation and enjoyment of this video, and subscribe to the channel, leave comments, and all that good stuff. And of course, be kind to yourselves and each other. And we'll see you again real soon.